Alrighty then, it's time for more Cyberpunk 2077 news updates. So we've got some brand new tweets from Patrick K. Mills, senior quest designer of Cyberpunk 2077, and it's definitely an interesting read right here. We're going to be talking about how he likes to design quests that actually frustrates players. More on that in just a moment, but it's definitely an interesting read, and I want your take on this as well. So please be sure to sound off in the comments below, because guess what? I'm going to be highlighting your comments in a future video, just like in this one. So expect top comments in this video later down the road. Now, you may remember this right here from Projekt Red, cautioning users who want to use mods for the PC version of Cyberpunk 2077. So we have a follow-up to this, because one of the main modders has come out and he is furious with Projekt Red for placing the blame onto the modding community. He posted this right here. He's basically stating this has nothing to do with modders whatsoever, that it's Projekt Red's fault that this vulnerability even exists. And yeah, again, I'm going to go over your top comments, so let's do this. Hey everyone, what's happening? Hope you're doing good, and let's dive into the latest happenings. First of all, starting with this right here from Patrick K. Mills of Projekt Red. He says, "My great game shame is that I probably finish one game every few years. I typically play till I'm within sight of the ending and lose interest. Last game I actually finished was Soma. Worth it. Worth noting, when people talk about my quests in Cyberpunk 2077, they usually like them, but also mention the lack of definitive conclusions in them. Probably related, but I also like to frustrate players with ambiguity. Or maybe I'm just making excuses for my inability to stick the landing." Let me know how you feel about this one. So there's different takes on this. You know, you can view having a lack of conclusions with certain quest lines as simply being lazy, or not, like he said, being able to stick the landing with those quests. And I'm quoting what he is saying right now. However, he did get some replies. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But, you know, with the side quests themselves, they're actually pretty good in Cyberpunk 2077. Some of you also felt a little bit underwhelmed by the actual main storyline in this game. But when he talks about frustrating players with like a more open-ended ending to some of these quests, it could actually lend to, you know, potential free DLC in the future for those, you know, loose endings to be closed with further DLC. So let me know what you make of that. Leave a comment down below, as long as it's not something that's like paid or super expensive or even free. But honestly, I like to have my quests where they actually have a conclusion. That's my personal opinion. But if there's certain characters within the quest line that have like an open-ended structure to them where you can continue like perhaps a story with them down the road, that's cool. That's something that I do really dig. Now, let's keep on going with the replies here. Pharma Nick says this: "I guess that can be improved with practice, but I haven't had any quest that feels unfinished yet." Patrick K. Mills replied saying, "I think unfinished would be the wrong word, more like inconclusive. Spoilers, in Dream On, I let the story for the player end without ending the story of the quest givers. For example, in I Fought the Law, I never tell the player what really happened to the mayor. I've seen people suggesting that this is because stuff got cut, but this is exactly how I wrote both of those quests. I think Dream On could use a better epilogue, but I never intended for the player to be able to break open the conspiracy." Will they have that chance down the road with some of these quest lines? What do you think? Do you think you should have an opportunity to really revisit some of this stuff in the future through DLC, or, you know, some sort of content that's released? Sound off in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about Patrick's statements here from Projekt Red. For sure. I know recently I saw a recent review of Cyberpunk 2077 kind of stating that the quests weren't even on par to The Witcher 3. Again, give your statement. Which one is better in terms of actual story and quest lines, The Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk 2077? Now, we're going to talk about this right here, about how there's this vulnerability in external DLL files the game uses, which can be used to execute code on PC. So they've been made aware of this, CD Projekt Red has, and they say issue will be fixed ASAP. For now, please refrain from using files from unknown sources They're basically saying don't use anything related to mods or custom saves on PC until this is fixed. Now, it's the modding team and the modding community that actually brought this to CD Projekt Red, by the way. It would have been nice to see a thank you to the actual community. But you know what? Here's the Reddit thread right here. They say, modders hit back against CD Projekt Red. We have actually one of the modders named Yamosa, I think it is. Yamisushi, excuse me. He says this. Okay, I feel the need to say something. This kind of bad practice has to stop. Let me introduce myself. I am Yamashi, the creator of Cyber Engine Tweaks. I wasn't planning on saying anything, but since we, the modders, are getting blamed for this, I can't just stand on the sidelines and take it. What CD Projekt Red posted about above is wrong. It isn't caused by an external DLL. The vulnerability is caused by buffer overflow in a function they use to load strings. This function is used more than 100 times in the game. It's used to load the save files, the archived assets, etc. This is 100% CD Projekt Red's fault. It isn't anybody else's fault. This is caused by lack of proper unit testing. And he goes on to say, what happened to owning up to your mistakes, CD Projekt Red? Not only did Pixel Rick communicate this a week ago, he's a modder, by the way, Pixel Rick, and you didn't do anything. This should have been hotfixed a few hours after you knew about it. But then you go public lying about the nature of the vulnerability so that modders take the fall for this. What we do for free. We aren't your scapegoat, and this is definitely on you. The fact that we redirect the buffer overflow to X input because it doesn't have SLL or all this terminology. So he's got a lot of terminology here that I personally don't understand. But also, recently the modders themselves have actually offered a fix for this problem through Cyber Engine Tweaks. I'll try to throw that in the description below, but it's pretty easy to find. If you use mods, you'll find it at Nexus Mods at the Cyber Engine Tweaks page. So just search that out if I forget to put it in the description. But I'm going to do my best to put it in the description for you for sure. But yeah, he goes on to say this as well. This is important as well. He says, just so you know, everyone, this isn't just a PC issue. Every platform is affected. It really sounds like CD Projekt Red has some investigating to do with this problem, this vulnerability with Cyberpunk 2077. It's a bummer to hear that that is happening, but yeah, you know, I don't know if they were intentionally trying to lay blame to the modding community, or they just really don't have enough people working on the game. My biggest worry with this game is the fact that they just don't have enough people working on it. When you look at Red Dead Redemption 2, you see that game, there were over 1,000 employees testing it, working on it, developing the game. And then with Cyberpunk 2077, it's less than 500. Can you imagine how much people are working on it post-launch? The same thing happened with Battlefront 2, and it made the game slow to a crawl post-launch because they just didn't have enough people to address security issues, patches, this and that, and it took forever to get anything done. And there was a lot of oversight when it came to developing the product. So yeah, there's a lot going on with these stories for sure. But let me know what you guys make of it. Do you think CD Projekt Red kind of purposely posted out there with this tweet here, trying to lay blame on the modding community? What do you make of this tweet? Sound off once again in the comments down below. Give me your take for sure. Now it's time for, guess what? Your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. So let's do this. This was my most recent video right here. It was called New Post-Patch Review. Not good at all. God of War PS5 update, Mass Effect Legendary. I tried to throw some other open world gaming news in there for you all. Let me know how you enjoyed that if you want more of that. All right, let's see what you guys had to say. I Can Spell says, to me, these bugs don't matter as much as the missing content. The police system is trash. The customization is non-existent in many ways, and the city feels dead. No interaction, plus no in-game at all. London Moore says, it is not good news at all. Sad that I'm getting used to hearing what that with these updates. Hopefully I have really good news for you guys in the future. I really want to drop a video that says, oh my god, dude, the game is so freaking improved. We'll see. Samuel says, OWG says the man on Reddit is playing Cyberpunk in the ballroom. Press X to doubt. Yeah, I kind of got that. I think I got that wrong. I think it was just the song from Cyberpunk. Many of you noticed. All right. Chloe says, I really want BioWare to do a Dragon Age Origins remake. I would absolutely lose my crap if they did that. LOL. That would be really, really cool. Michael Lewis says, if it doesn't make sense, somebody's making money. Some smart guy. Mr. Lonely says, yeah, this is what the correction was. He says, he's playing the song Chippin' In, not the game. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, I got that. Max News says, every other video, good news, CD Projekt Red finally getting it together. Next day, bad news, update is terrible yet again. I'm over at this point. Even if they make a good update, I don't even care to hear about it. Yeah, I'm getting the hint that a lot of you are really tired of going back and forth between good news and bad news. So, again, hopefully, you know, in February they drop this big update and it's actually what it's supposed to be, a big update. We'll be finding out, and I'll let you guys know. I'll try to also do an extensive review about that February patch as well. But, you know, right now I've been actually messing around with mods. Obviously, you've noticed probably with this video, as I showcased this right here, facing off against an army of Atom Smashers. But yeah, what I've noticed with the optimization modding is that there is some hope here. You know, they're optimizing this game, particularly focusing on the streaming technology of the game as opposed to the geometry that's in the actual game world, and they're improving the performance. I've gotten great performance enhancements from the modding that has already been done with the game. That sentence is going to make me laugh, my own sentence. But anyway, yeah, they've done a great job overall. But stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077 news updates and open world gaming goodness. I have you guys covered, so stay tuned, and I will see you all next time. Take care.